Copernikris, aka J Rheumatology, aka old Brendan Fraser from School Ties. I don't lie. I just tell it like it is. So, here we go. Okay. I've been doing this since Tony Hawk was first sponsored, or they had tents with first responders at concerts. Since people asked where Carmen went, we try to make comments cause we make common sense, and to keep at it, we need common sense. Word to Keith Ferrazzi, put on conferences, good karma and stay coming out on top, carving our path out with katanas, and my chain's made of vibranium, my trunk is on Wakanda prints, and all of us are hominids, fuck Ancestry.com and spit. It's 23 myself and me like I'm wheeling with Pippin. I'm Toohey Epps, in that I'm real, in that I'm different. My party's hard, it's independent, I appeal to women, and I party hard like New Year's, and I'm Dan Kama Lieutenant. Been at it since the Buddha monk, since who knew Uncle Drew could dunk, since Kool-Aid Punch with lunch and choosy moms who played Jack Fu with us. If you wanna call it and call me Colin Copernikris, pass me the mic, might stop the bug here like I'm Terminix. She knows that she doesn't have to beg if she wants to score or play board games. I'm ordained, let's smang on the reg, wake her up with head and breakfast in bed and say the alphabet like brrr, call it scrabbled legs. The day I sell out is when Donatello sells his shell. Well, Donald is a bullshit artist, I don't need to read art of the deal. I'll leave the Prius to Priebus while he just dwells. The cars sell themselves, you couldn't sell Cottonelle in jail. Getting that from under like a settlement from underbus. Wanna rumble you crunchy fucks are what you convincing none of us. You bust to bring some friends and nunchucks. I got my Thunderbuds, motherfucker bring it on. I'm into it like none of us, but I ain't putting holes in guts like you only took aspirin with captains and an acid tap and a Coke Classic. I ain't with the has-beens, I'm at the plate with a bat and I'm raising new generations while haters straight fapping, so y'all can call me Captain. Stabbing, my flow is so gross I should spit into a napkin. If clothes make the man and kids make the clothes and women make the kids, then two broke girls should make what 2.5 men spent on their budget. Don't hold grudges, mind your own pole, like Ryan your own hold, no judgment. If chivalry is gone, then we're James Caan and misery. Be grateful if Annie gives you a handy. I'm just saying, one day we're gonna put this all behind us, just like late drivers for Amazon Prime is. I planned to be anonymous, but then I said that's nonsense. I donated 9 cents to pencils of promise. True story. Read the pamphlet, the way I flow is tantric, like I know the breakdown and I found my way again. Bitch, I bring a knife to a gunfight because fuck it, it's one life and y'all can have mine, I'll keep my pride. I've been doing this since Camrys, cameos from Stanley's, Jason Mewes and Mallrats, losing crews played All Blacks, since Pettigrew, Tom Cruise and Goose all got callbacks. Doing this since the original Snick cast of all that, since shirts that read Stussy, single digit MPGs from Humvees, Mark Summers, Summer Sanders and Huffies. The second to last time you dumped out and cleaned your Duffy, the first time you were lifted or when Sean had gone by Puffy. Doing this since packaged dates of lunch meat, since the pretty fly ink from the offspring could still have been a 1-3. Been at it since the dog days, the first time that a dog stayed, since dog sang and then yelled play ball and they ball played. I've been at it since sneakers, been at it since Beaker freaked on Bunsen, since the PTA had beef with teachers at their monthly luncheon. Been at it since Leechmere and since Beachwear. Been at it since 364 days in a leap year. Been at it since Beaver and when rolling in the deep we're in, before BC was deemed before Cripes Jeepers, since jokes about Cleveland Steamers and leaving beavers. Ayn Rand, Wesley Willis, snow leopards and lemurs, since people went places and bought t-shirts, since the world had to be earth, ground, dirt, and words heard. Been at it since the Persian when daddy's home took the purse. I put in so much work that all my shit is shipped by Maersk. I try to mean mug, but there's so much that makes me smirk. Y'all, I'll be on my Kermit, hands up, going berserk. Yay! I don't pop ambies or Xannies, I'm on Halo and Pillow Top. I've only smoked 2 joints in my life. Talk honest with my doc, I've mastered this act and my cream master's intact. Hold my balls, I also champion equality, that's why I'm jilling off. Copernikris, and I sound different. Unlike a homophone, I speak soft and carry a big stick in my overcoat. My life's a movie, it's romantic comedy, no homophobe. Sober, I ain't rolling though, no Limp Bizkit, no Oldotrope. At the gym always, so each day I feel like a weight's been lifted. I'm just trying to pay this shit forward, so what if it's regifted? You're like Chris Davis, cause you played and tend to swing and miss. I'm more like Chris Davis, cause I made the A's and I'm consistent. I got at least a PSA, I'll also call names. Y'all do not need these expensive jeans to ball main. If she wants a ring, call her Gollum, it's all game. A lawyer tried taking my dick, it took her to small claims. I got a bitch that's better than the manners of a person who'll be lamping just outside the bathroom door while you'll be camped out on the cannon. Even though it's looking locked, they skip the knock and try the handle, and in minutes you'll be damned if they don't try again. But fuck it, it's occupied. I don't have a lot to hide since prosecuted officers and processes were ossified. I'm just trying to end world suffering with my suffragettes. I am the one who knocks the beast, the Sandlot, and the Jet out for penance like the Mets when they had Joey Betts. I don't give a fuck who wins in Wimbledon. Go Let's! If I'm not original, I'm not the first boss, of course. Also chalk it up to parallel thought. But I ain't trying to bite anyone's lines, it's unintentional. Find me at Heinz Convention Center, acting unconventional. I quit playing, I ain't sitting on the bench with you. One day I'ma do it big like Grinch's left ventricle. Red's not for Republicans and red ain't for Confederates. Red's the color of blood, true, but all our veins blood's blue. I ain't tucking tools, I ain't ducking fools. When I bring hammers to Home Depot, they be like, got your receipt with you? Homie, you would need a phaser if you tryna phase me. Get the point, lose a finger, pulley one, A3. Feeling kinda like Nas now, you can hate me. Like that gif of Jay-Z, like, let me get it. Performing on tour, getting encores, newsies. I gave up my Letterman for netters and some school fees. No bad deals for Bud though, don't get stuck, yo. I don't lose lead, the closest thing to traps. I got the keeper with the loose leaves. Buy mead, and when I buy mead, I look so fresh that I get ID'd. I look like ID, the seed of Ryan and Blake Lively. Best Buy, I put 2 guys, a girl, and a pizza place on 5 screens. Fresher than a motherfucker, kinda like a hatchling. Pinstripes with the swipes, all I do is win and match things. I'm so legit, AF you host a Lochermin AF. I step up in the place, it's death who's freeze like I got Ho Chi Minh. I'm all over the city like my name is Ho Chi Minh. Really all over the place like overprescribed opiates. Strip club dance moms landlocked in Tennessee. I just see petty landlords charging heavy petting fees. I never fall asleep in class, of course I'm often dreaming. My teammates signed a picture of me, one dude says stay scheming. Even if it's painful, I'ma pass like stones from kidneys. I'ma last like it's the draft and I'm Case Keenum. I'm not a god, I know shit, but I'm not omniscient. I don't snitch on these platoons I'm with. AI5 top 186. Snap on Chris, shit's funny just like Wood Allen and Sleeper. Last time I laughed that hard, I almost lost my beeper. Last time I balled so hard, I almost looked at desert. Youngin' in the Sutherland, call me Chief Kiefer. And I'm going off, and in this sentence, find the predicate. If I'm white, get it right, I'm also strunkened, and I'm elements. Call me king like it's prom, and I am Freddie Prince. I go hard in the paint, like my Etsy's moving ready Prince. I got a great looking lady, good wifey, Jen Aniston. I make the world spin, like without me any planets dim. Moving in silence like I'm in heat vision glasses. Like sign-in sheets on lined paper, passed around in class. If you fuck with classism, I'll fucking put you in a cast. Shout out to my ugly people, looking good in hats. I'm doing the impossible, I'm giving you the larger half. Since my masters I took stats and now I'm good at math. And now I'm better at Matherson, but none of that'll matter when the sun becomes a white dwarf like it aged and lost stature. I'm just gonna take this opportunity to let that sink in for a second. There's a pretty universal consensus that the Earth, as we know it, isn't going to exist one day. That's pretty heavy. Like, I don't think it, should mean that we act like fucking like hedonists and just like go fucking nuts, and accelerate the decay of this planet, which fucking global warming is really real. But I think it should present an opportunity to put things into perspective and seize the day. I'll shut up. I'll just let you sit with this for a few moments, however long this break is, and I'll see you soon. Welcome back. Glad you could make it. Thanks for sticking around. I'm going to do my best to make it worth your while. I'm doing the impossible. I'm giving you the larger half. I'm just kidding. I already said that line earlier in the track. You don't know the game. You just came here to wear a pink hat. I blow my brains out on the paper. You call it ink blat. I should vie for extra time on tests. I'm trying to think fast. And these hoes are sloppy. Yo, like who's Zambone the rink bad? My rap is a Mac. You lit, you PC bro, you drink mad. I drop better shit than you and IBM on ThinkPads. Grad student and I do shit and I guess no credits. I don't trust these bitches like I'm tracking changes on the edits. The only J's I cop are peer-reviewed. Copernikris, KRS, reppin' PLOS till the lance is through. No Holy Ghost, but I drink spirits that would bury you. I'm making fakes eat words. Who ordered Seraph? Here's your food. Copernikris, also known as Johnny Cochran Reviews. I be on my job, but nothing wrong with being interviewed. I don't fuck with hoes, only sweepstakes enter to win. You eat shit for breakfast and then eat breakfast for dinner. Copernikris, just having a little fun. Just trying to lighten the mood a little bit. On the topic of diets, we should probably eat more plants like okra. There's a whole reading list about it. Shout out to Oprah. Where can you find me? You can find me wherever there's good work to be done, wherever there's a testable hypothesis, wherever there are atoms. I think the responsibility we have is carrying the legacy of all the molecules and biological stuff that was there before us, and there's going to be stuff that's there after us. We're only going to be around so long, so let's be good to each other. Let's make the best of it while we're here.